The kick was meant to embarrass her. The soldier swung his boot with a grin, certain he would send the new female cadet stumbling. Instead, the moment froze in the minds of everyone watching. What happened after that single arrogant kick shocked the entire training ground and revealed a truth no one was prepared for? Her name was Cadet Mira Hale, a quiet arrival on a cold morning at Ridgepoint Military Base. She stepped off the transport with calm eyes and a posture that suggested discipline carved over years. Most recruits assumed she was timid. Most believed she was underqualified. Only Mira knew the weight she carried beneath her plain cadet uniform. Ridgepoint was known for harsh beginnings. The training yard smelled of iron and dust, and the instructors rarely smiled. New cadets pushed through their drills, fighting exhaustion from the moment the sun rose. Mira drifted among them, unnoticed at first, taking the harsh comments and dismissive glances without protest. One soldier noticed her too much. His name was Griggs, loud, competitive, obsessed with proving himself. He considered any quiet face a threat simply because he interpreted silence as judgment. To him, Mira was an easy target. A newcomer who did not brag, boast, or break. A perfect opportunity to establish dominance. By the end of the first week, Griggs had turned Mira into his favorite punchline. He mocked her strides during marches, challenged her during push-ups, accused her of slowing the unit. She responded with the same brief nod every time. No spark of anger. No hint of retaliation. That only annoyed him further. During close quarters drill, the tension reached its breaking point. The instructor walked them through defensive stances. The squad formed a circle. The ground beneath their boots felt dry and unforgiving. When pairs were called forward to practice, Griggs raised his hand quickly. He wanted Mira. The squad murmured. Some expected a quick exchange. Others expected a one-sided humiliation. Mira stepped into the center with steady movement. She bowed to the instructor. She faced Griggs without expression. He smirked at her. She gave no reaction. The lack of fear irritated him more than insults ever could. The instructor signaled. Griggs lunged immediately. He did not follow the drill. He aimed a sweeping kick at her leg, intending to knock her flat. He wanted her embarrassed in front of everyone. He wanted laughter ringing around the yard. But Mira did not fall. Her foot shifted a fraction. Her balance did not break. She moved with such control that Griggs looked confused before he even hit the ground. She redirected his momentum with the smallest turn of her body. His boot sliced through empty space. His weight betrayed him. He stumbled, slipped, and landed with a heavy thud that made the squad flinch. A shocked silence spread across the circle. Griggs blinked up at her in disbelief. Mira extended a hand to help him rise. He slapped it away, frustrated by the humiliation. The instructor stepped forward to reprimand him for breaking procedure, but Mira spoke before he could. She asked to continue. Her voice was calm, firm, confident. The instructor allowed it. The second round exposed the truth of her training. Mira moved with precision no ordinary cadet possessed. Every step was calculated. Every shift of weight predicted his aggression before he acted. Griggs threw punches. She avoided them with minimal effort. He attempted another kick. She deflected it and sent him spinning off balance again. The squad watched with wide eyes as Mira dismantled every reckless attack without striking back. She displayed restraint that surpassed even some seasoned officers. When Griggs charged the final time in blind anger, she pivoted behind him and stopped with her palm hovering near his spine. A single inch more, and he would have been on the ground again. The message was clear. She had defeated him without hurting him once. The instructor halted the drill. His eyes locked on hers with recognition. There was only one place soldiers learned to move like that. Word whispered quickly around the circle. Rumors formed before anyone spoke aloud. Mira bowed to the instructor again, ready to step back, but he addressed her. He asked for her full rank. The squad went silent. Even Griggs froze. She hesitated, not out of fear, but because she had hoped to avoid this moment. Yet the instructor had already seen through her restraint. She answered him clearly. Lieutenant Mira Hale, former member of the Covert Training Division tasked with preparing elite officers for special operations. The circle erupted into shock. Some cadets stared at her with awe, some with confusion, others with embarrassment for ever doubting her. Griggs stared at the ground, unable to lift his eyes. The instructor explained her presence. She had volunteered to restart her military path after an injury that had taken her out of the field for a year. She chose to train from the bottom again to rebuild trust in herself and the system she served. Respect washed through the squad like a wave. Later that evening, Griggs found her alone by the training racks. He approached without the swagger that had defined him earlier in the week. He apologized without excuses or attempts to save his pride. He admitted he had judged her unfairly. Mira accepted the apology with a nod. She told him people grow faster when they stop trying to stand above everyone else and start learning from those around them. Her words struck him harder than any counterattack she had withheld. From that day forward, the unit changed. Mira became a quiet pillar of guidance. Griggs became one of her strongest supporters. The squad trained harder, not to compete against her, but because her presence reminded them that true strength was silent, disciplined, and rooted in purpose. The moment Griggs had tried to humiliate her became the moment the entire unit learned what real leadership looked like. It did not shout. It did not mock. It did not need to strike back. It only needed to stand firm and rise above arrogance. Sometimes a single kick meant to embarrass someone reveals greatness instead. Sometimes the quietest soldier carries the loudest lesson. What did this story make you feel? Where are you watching from? Subscribe to Soul Relief Stories for more real stories that heal the heart.